I'll be on. I be Wurs of Lattenber, and I'm here today to explain to you about the complications of nature lovers. Now, I'm not talking about the greenies what walk around the forest with mud between their toes, flowers in their hair, and a camera taking videos for YouTube and the like. I'm talking about the ones that give nature the rough loving. See, the thing to understand here is that, while all greenies be nature lovers, not all nature lovers be greenies. That's some Wurzel wisdom you need to think about there. Now, the thing is that many of these nature lovers, well, they're a bit like the bashers in life. The ones what, like the husband what bashes his wife and the mum what bashes the children. They're the ones that say, well, I'm only doing this because I love you. And that there is the complication of the matter. Now, I've heard these nature lovers what be bashers. I've heard them even say that greenies is, well, I won't really use that language here because it's a family video, but it would make the vegetables blush, the things what they call greenies. And yet, the greenies don't be going around bashing nature. I really don't understand it. So this kind of loving what they're doing, I've just got to show you some of this loving that I see in my own backyard here, and see what you think about it. Now look at this tree here. Right lovely he is. I think any greenie would like to go up and just give him a nice tree hug, like the tree huggers do. But too late. The bashers have been already. He's had his knife or his axe, and he's been and shown it a bit of love. Here too, he's had a go at another one. Another one here. He's been showing his love around everywhere. I think he's quite promiscuous, this fellow. He likes to show his love to many trees. But this fellow, he's just cutting down the small ones. I think if he were really serious about how he wanted to show his love with a bash, it'd be like this fellow and get himself a chainsaw. Now, in our forest reserves and state forests and national parks, what be protected areas set aside for the protection of the nature, well, there's little waterfalls and nice little places like this where people can come and sit on a rock and have a picnic and take all their stuff home again and leave it exactly as they found it for the next person. But some people don't. They like to drive the car onto the rock and light a fire right on top of the rock and leave it there, just like they leave the rubbish around. And they think the fairies is going to come and pick it up and take it home for them, because their own legs and arms is broken. And this flagging tape, this is a scourge of the forest now. Look at that. Everyone likes to put it up and hang it on a tree, but nobody ever comes and takes it away again. So our forests now are full of this plastic rubbish. And these ones here, well, they've been put there by someone who wants to make a motorbike track through the forest. Well, that's not a place for a motorbike track. There is no motorbike tracks meant to be here. And when you tell these people that, they say, well, that's why we're making some. Well, you say, well, why do you have to come here to make it? And they say, well, we love the nature, we love the fresh air and the peace and the quiet. Well, hang on, you're sitting on a very loud internal combustion engine. It puts out fumes and makes lots of noise. You don't need peace and quiet for that. And you know you're not even meant to be here. And they say, well, I've been coming here for the last 12 years. And I said, well, I can see that. Look at all the erosion you've done. There's half the blooming hillside's gone down into the river and onto the Great Barrier Reef. Are you going to bring your motorbike with a couple of little buckets and carry it all the way back up the hill again? I don't think so. It's quite ridiculous, this sort of loving. I really don't understand it. I mean, I know everyone's got their own human rights, what they to love the object of their affection in their own special way. But it's like the mother what bashes the children. It's like you might be saying a mother knows best, but when you're leaving marks on the children, well, they've got rights too, not to be bashed. And I think it's like these motorbike riders what tear up the national parks. Well, you don't know what's right. You're making a mess. And when someone puts up a sign to say don't go down that road, well, half of them get their shotguns out. And if they feel, well, the shotgun is not really helping me to assert my human rights, well, they get a higher caliber rifle out and they put holes in it. And they say, well, there you go. there's me telling you about my rights. And I think this is a problem now. Everyone's got their rights and nobody's got no responsibilities. And look at this here. Look at this beautiful, lovely piece of rose gum forest. And it's lovely, a lovely place. And then look at that. Someone's just gone and done their human rights all around the bottom of the tree. Well, that's too many human rights down there, and I think they need to go and clean them human rights up. Now, as a Wurzel, I normally don't get too worked up about things, but this here kind of nature loving, well, it really yanks my chain. I think if you're the kind of person what likes to damage things because you love them, well, nobody wants that kind of love, and I think you could take that love, sprinkle a bit of chili powder on it, and put it into a body cavity of your own choosing.